hello, my friends. Pretty strong indicator that as I get started that I'm going to have to do some coddling of our beloved Darla. Well, she just started to as soon as I hit the show start, I started to hear that she was, starting to whine a little bit. Let's see. What do I want to focus on here? I had it and then I lost it. Okay. Damn it. What the fuck am I doing? I could have... Darla, don't start. Honey, come on. Let's not do this. Okay. This is how it's going to be. This is how we're... So she's on top of O'Neill there, which means she's snuggling. And if she's snuggling, it might be that she's okay. Kenny writes, okay, I'm ready for my beat up now. Yeah, dude, this is so bad. During the free podcast, we're having a discussion about the guy who had his kid cremated and put the remains into little trinkets that they would wear around their neck. And then Kenny realized he saw something that he wanted to share, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. He sent it via email that, hey, check this out. I saw it. You might want to. And then he wrote it in the chat, which is kind of a no-no. You know, I don't like hunting things down. Occasionally I'll do it, but for the most part, I don't like going on wild goose chases because typically you all suck when it comes to, hey, this is something urgent that I want to that I want you to check out. It's just the old Amanda/Kenny thing. They do this so often. And I've said you can tell them till you're blue in the face. So yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay? Kenny, don't get ahead of me here. Don't get ahead of me. You're already ahead of me. You see, you're already tipping people off as to what happened. Shut the fuck up. So they're doing the show, and then he then rat-a-tat-tats out onto the live chat. Ah, man, I got something too. You're talking about the remains of people that get put into the... Holy shit, man. You won't believe this. I sent it to you via email. You might want to check it out, or maybe now or later. I don't know. And, you know, if I had looked at it then, said, all right, I'm going to break my rule and look at it then, this beat up that you're going to get right now would have been 1 million times worse. All right? Most people, as a rule, when they see something online that is ridiculous, but they want to find out whether or not it is ridiculous or not, or before they share it off with anyone, they should probably check to see if it's true. This is what Kenny wanted me to check out. And it's not a link. It's something he saw somewhere, and it's like a screenshot. Mind you, he wrote, saw this yesterday. WTF. And then you click on the image, and it says, you can now, and it says Barry, Burry, your loved ones inside coffee table to see them every day, all one word, as long as the coffee table holds. Kenny saw images of people sitting around, I guess, a coffee table with the body encased in like some type of resin. And these 4 families are sitting around loved ones that are encased in resin to be used as goddamn coffee table. So that shows up to me, and I take one look at it. And I said, probably not real. Just by one look, I knew it wasn't real. I hadn't even looked it up first. But I know that that doesn't happen. It's too much. I'm looking at the way it's written. I'm looking at the images. They look hokey as fuck. They look fake. And he's like, oh my God, check it out. You see, it's weird and sometimes troubling when I look you in the face and tell you how dumb you are. But when you constantly do dumb shit like this, oh God. How do you do it? Oh my God. So I looked it up, and of course it's fake. I obviously. There was I guess that's something people are doing. They're trying to convince the Kennys of the world that that's a thing. And what does he do? He says, I only looked at it for 10 seconds. I didn't research it. You don't have to research it. Your eyes should tell you that's not real. Oh my God. People like you exist everywhere, and all they do is spread misinformation. You're the king of it. You thought that people were putting the bodies of their loved ones in a coffee table? Oh, no. Oh, my God, Kenny. You poor man. And I like how on here he writes, something I looked at for 10 seconds. I didn't research it. There is no excuse. There is no way that this is in any way is it possible for you to talk your way out of. Kenny, this is such a bummer. I mean, I knew you were dumb as fuck, but Jesus Christ, you're retarded. Ugh. Hold on a second. Darla's eating something. What do you got? I don't know what the fuck that is. Chris says you have to be a girl to tell Easy something and not get beat up. It's like The View now. I don't know about that. Kenny says, man, sometimes I swear I do your impression of me on purpose in my day-to-day life now. It cracks my daughter up. Ha ha. Rich says, making the show about himself. Typical Zaniac. Zaniac Kenny checking in. Maybe some of those Zaniacs, they're stupid, kind of burned into you to make you even more dumb. Jesus. Patrick says, I saw that picture yesterday of the coffee tables. Did you rush to send it to me, Patrick, thinking, oh, man, EZ's got to see this? Aram says, Kenny, it happens. Remember when Eric thought the PSA video about landmines in parks was real? I don't recall that. think I do a little. I think I remember feeling dumb about something or something. Landmines in parks, PSA. But that was a different time. Nowadays it's so common to have these fakes out there. People are need to be more what's the word I'm looking for? Not vigilant, but suspicious, I guess. And that's what I explained to my wife. Once a week, I'm getting, oh, God. Oh, Jesus. What is it? Tom Cruise is dead. Really? Yeah, it says right here on Movie Magic /UK /Senegal Times /San Francisco Chronicle Barry / that Tom Cruise is dead. I don't think he is. It says right here. Yeah, I know. Typically, the rule is if you see something on the internet, shush, verify it, look it up on other sources, see what other big companies are, big media entities are rolling with it, are putting it out there. All right. Do you see them? Okay. That's what I did. Kobe Bryant dead. Yeah. Kenny writes, oh my God. I hope the Queen of the Forest shows you that pic of the coffee tables with bodies in them later. I'll slap the shit out of her. That's what I'll do. No, I won't do that. I shouldn't even joke like that. I know that's bad. All right. Diana's reaction about the video Eric made about him having support for a presidential run was funny. Man, I'm feeling very confused. That's now the second thing you've brought up that I don't recall that. Can you give me a little bit of background? Where, when, what was going on there? Was that post radio or post morning radio, GRD BBL days, or was that during? I don't remember. God damn, I'm clueless on shit. Chris says, "Yikes, LOL." Kenny says, Aram has a crazy good memory regarding all things easy. Yeah, I would have to agree. He says he thinks it was before 2007. Yeah, I don't really. I remember very little. All I remember from the radio show back on Freebird Hot Wings was generally the bad moments and when we had big, exciting moments. Like when we sent Joe in the Lindsay Lohan Freedom Van. I remember Joe stunts. And when I listen back to old clips that Greg and Chris play from time to time, I go, oh, okay, I remember this now. But it's all fading at a very rapid rate. Oh, God. Okay, so the drawback of grinding out your back with a medieval torture device is it gets sore. So you want to keep doing it, and that's what I'm going through right now, and it's driving me up a fucking wall. Aaron writes, the toothpicks moment was one of my favorites. That was one line. And I remember that. We were playing Dumber Than Zane. The guy sucked. And he was into construction or a builder. And I actually went, yeah, I bet you build out of toothpicks. And then Hot Wings was a good one. So, oh, no. Oh, fucking shit. That's great. That's the stuff that's kind of like lost. Anyway, I think that getting back to Kenny, the idea, though, that, first of all, fake story. Second of all, you sent it to me, and then you chatted at me. Hey, man, you got to see this. It's just incredible. You ain't going to believe it, man. You know, stop what you're doing, Eric, and look at this. And I'm like, resist the urge. Just read it. Remind him that we don't do, I try not to do that. It's not best practice here, as few as there are. And you'll look at it later. Sure enough, picked up my phone. What the fuck, man? Look at this. I click on it, I go, fake. Annoyed, look it up. That's fake. Only a moron would think it's true. Jesus, Kenny. So one of the things that the Supreme Court is now working on is they have to decide the fate of Joe Biden's regulation on untraceable weapons known as ghost guns. The Justice Department had warned of a flood of untraceable ghost guns posing a grave threat, I can't read, to public safety. Ghost guns, and I had an image of one of these things. I don't know if I have it anymore. I don't think I can get it. Aha. This is a ghost gun right here. So people can manufacture that quite easily. And I believe with like 3D printed parts, put it together, and you have a gun that doesn't go through the usual steps to be to have a number attached to it. People are accessing these and getting these. I guess my first question is, why? I mean, why wouldn't you have a professional gunsmith make the gun? Why would you? I don't know. Maybe these are made also by a professional gunsmith. And so, all right. But these have potential to fall into the wrong hands, I guess. I can't figure out who would want these. Would it be the patriots who don't want the government interfering with their right to bear arms? Or is it somebody who just wants to have a gun for terrible reasons and is looking to shoot up a place? Or is it just people like making their own guns? I don't know. I know very little about this. You know, when it comes to guns, I feel like guns should be just used as kind of like a tool. You know, like your cell phone. Like, are there cell phone enthusiasts? Like there are gun enthusiasts? I mean, I love my guns, but I'm not a gun enthusiast. Like, I don't walk around going, oh, God, I need more guns. I got enough. Anyway, the Supreme Court will decide if Biden can regulate ghost guns by requiring manufacturers of the untraceable weapon kits to conduct background checks on customers and mark their products with serial numbers. So I guess you buy it in a kit. The court on Monday agreed to hear the administration's appeal of a lower court's rejection of the regulation. It's the first gun control case added to the Supreme Court's docket for its next term. And it will come after the justices decide before adjourning for the summer whether domestic abusers can be banned from owning guns and whether bump stocks are illegal. All right, fuck the court. Bump stocks, should they be illegal? Yes. I think that's one thing that Trump actually made those illegal during his administration. Should domestic abusers be banned from owning guns? Yes. Should ghost guns be regulated? Yes. Ghost gun kits allow people to purchase parts that can be built into a weapon without the usual regulations that come with an assembled gun. Biden in 2022 required companies selling the do-it-yourself kits to adhere to the same rules as other gun makers, such as keeping records that help police trace the weapons. What's the problem with that? These guns are weapons of choice for many criminals, Joe Biden said. We are going to do everything we can to deprive them of that choice, and when we find them, put them in jail for a long, long time. Who argues with that? That makes fucking great sense. A panel of 3 judges appointed by Donald Trump for the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in November that the administration was trying to rewrite gun control laws. So they're like, fuck that. Only Congress can make the deliberate and reasoned decision to enact new or modified legislation regarding firearms. So they're saying that it has to go through Congress. It can't go through. So basically red tape. The 3-judge panel is basically passing the buck. Of course, it was appealed. And now the Biden administration puts it into the hands of the Supreme Court to decide whether or not gun kits should be regulated. I'll tell you this. If in our fucked up country, we can't even regulate ghost guns, Jesus Christ. And people want like gun control. You know, every time there's a mass shooting, everybody's like, oh, yeah, we got to do something. We got to do something. Nobody's going to do anything. All we're doing now is adding more guns with less regulations. Now, I've said before that, hang on, I got something in my mouth. I ate a granola bar before this. Big Fraud News. I think it's under my tongue or something. For the love of God, I've talked about, Jesus, we need more guns. And I still stand by that. I mean, when I say that, I mean, we need more good guys policing places where bad guys go and shoot. This is all a pipe dream. It'll never happen. But I don't know if manufactured guns is the way to go. And who the fuck wants fucking pink manufactured guns? This seems like the type of thing that if you fire it, it would explode in your hand. Polymer 80, one of the manufacturers that's challenging the regulation, is responsible for more than 80% of ghost guns recovered at crime scenes in recent years. Lawyers for Polymer 80 and other companies that sued said the regulation has put them on the brink of economic destruction and will soon destroy an entire field of traditionally lawful Second Amendment business activity unless it's repealed. Fuck that. Who gives a shit? So they just want their right to make money. That's all they care about. Nick, who's dumb about these things, writes, slippery slope. They won't be happy till we're back to throwing rocks. Yeah, fuck that slippery slope shit. The suggestion that the second that anything starts to change and any type of gun control means they will continue to ban all guns. I do not believe that. Aram writes, it's still difficult to know if that is the source of the impingement, referring to my back. It could be a nerve getting pinched anywhere. Kenny suggests I go get an x-ray. You're right, I should. If they're 3D printed and all, wouldn't they show up in x-rays? Or wait a minute, I don't know, I'm confused on this. Okay, scans at airports. I'm falling apart here. I was under the impression you can just download a file online that gives you the printers, gives the printers the parameters to print it out. I've heard of that too. Bob says the problem is it'll be written in vague terms, making legal rifle kits illegal. There is a serial pooper in Metro Detroit. A Dearborn, Michigan cemetery has a guy or a girl, I'm guessing a guy, heading over to various locations and shitting on grave sites and headstones. The Northview Cemetery has been called 7 times since the call first came in February 25th. In just 2 months. According to a city spokesperson, the serial pooper does not go at the same location each time and doesn't have a specific grave site. It has kept its business off the grave sites of actor George Peppard. I didn't realize George Peppard was buried in this cemetery. That's the guy from the A-Team. I hope he hasn't shit on George Peppard's grave. I didn't know that guy was from there. You learn something new every day. The cemetery has not commented. Let's see. The Dearborn police, no viable leads on the suspected perpetrator. It might just be because a lot of times people go for runs around cemeteries. I know I used to. I swear to God, I used to run by a cemetery in Granville, Michigan all the time. If you got to take a shit when you're running, which happens all the fucking time, that is the place to do it. A source familiar said the pooper wears dark clothing and a hoodie and leaves a big mess behind, including used toilet paper, and always under the cover of darkness. Okay, it's probably somebody who just wants to shit on someone's grave. I tell you what, if our pal Freebeer ever croaks and they put him in the ground somewhere and they find shit on his grave, I'm just going to tell you it's going to be mine. The story says, has the police department run a DNA test on the poop? No. The state's caseload of serious crimes comes first, so they haven't yet done that. But they might actually do it, where they get a sample and test it and determine whose shit it is. That is incredible work. That is science at its finest. Adam wrote, per Google, he was born in Detroit. George Peppard. Chris says, I heard Honduras has good places too. Oh, God. So when you're in Honduras, you're in the middle. Everywhere you look is rainforest. I will say this. The leaves on the trees that I wiped my ass with, they were perfect. They were like big and thick, and they weren't absorbent because they're leaves, but they had like all sorts of like veins in them. So it really kind of dug into the shit in my asshole when I had to shit in the middle of the road on that day I was running. God, that was so bad. Can you imagine if I got arrested in Honduras? I would have never seen the light of day. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I'm about to continue my day and head over to another podcast. Who Are These Broadcasters? Happens in moments. Thank you for being here for this one, and thank you for checking out the free show earlier. Till tomorrow, have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye.